Comparison is a killer of all joy. Now, the reason I want to make this video is, especially as someone who works full-time from the online space, it's so easy to open up your app first thing in the morning, Instagram, TikTok, and you see everyone doing so much better than you, someone a lot younger than you, making a lot more money than you, someone a lot younger than you, a lot more fitter than you, and then you start to question yourself. Now, comparison isn't a bad thing. It shows you, it gives you a benchmark of where you can also be. But sometimes when you're there, it feels so far away that you don't know where to even start. Now, I want to give you a little story. I was in Turkey just probably a week ago, and when I was in Turkey the last week, I realized that my energy wasn't the best, and then I started to question myself. Then I realized I was starting to compare myself to other coaches in the space who were a lot more successful than me. Then I started to beat myself down without me even realizing, saying there are other coaches doing 500k a month, there's other coaches doing 1 million a month, why am I not doing that yet? And then that's when I had a wake up moment. And this is why life is always perspective, because I saw a message that popped up on my phone, and I'm gonna bring it up for you. I posted on Instagram for those that follow me on Instagram. The post was this. This was the post. You can pause it and read it. It says, your plan will be done for tomorrow's session, because I was an online coach at the time, but I didn't know how to do it. I was just using old systems, and I was basically making probably around £200 a month. And it says, bruv, I've been in that mood where I feel like such a failure, big man thing. I feel like I'm wasting time. I feel like I ain't doing shit. I feel to give up my social media shit. We've had so many conversations based on this, but bro, it's stressing me out now. I hope I don't give up and one day look back at this and thank myself for it, lol. Anyway, it felt good to let that shit off my chest. I'll be on my way to edit my YouTube video. And it's crazy because I literally go back to where I wrote that message. I was on the sofa on this laptop and I'm editing this YouTube video, and at the time I probably had maybe like 100 subscribers, and probably like 30 subscribers were sub for sub, and like another 30 were like friends and family. And it was just so demotivating at that time, because I was making around £200 a month, and especially being 25, like I had no career path. I didn't go to uni, and I just said, what am I doing with my life? And this is something that I really wanted to do. And the reason I brought up this message is because when I was in Turkey, I had arrived there in a business class flight. I was there for 30 days. I've managed to go to some of the best restaurants that I've never been in my life, Zuma. I've been traveling around the world, and that's all thanks to my online coaching business. That's thanks to me having an online presence. That's thanks to me not giving up and going back to this message where it allowed me to be where I was. And then I realized, I was like, how ungrateful can I be that I am living the life that I once prayed for? Everything that I have now, my younger self wanted this exactly. And the thing is, you don't even get to appreciate and enjoy it, because you end up being so frustrated because you don't have the next thing. Now, it's so easy for someone walking to look at someone on a bicycle, say, I wish I had a bicycle. The guy on the bicycle probably looks at someone in the car, says, I wish I had the car. The guy in the car looks at someone in a sports car and says, I wish I had a sports car. The guy in a sports car looks at someone who has a private jet, says, I wish I had a private jet. Now, the guy in the private jet probably wishes he had his youth again. Like, it's a toxic cycle that most of you guys don't understand, because all that does, it deviates you from the only thing that you do have, which is the today. And I'll speak about this because at that moment when I realized, my perspective shifted. And then I realized I'm so grateful for everything. And this is why I speak about gratitude all the time. And you have to practice gratitude, because it's a frame, it's a perspective. Because not every single day you're going to feel on top of the world. Have you ever noticed there's days where everything seems like it makes sense? Some days it feels like nothing makes sense. This is the thing you guys need to understand. It's all a perspective, and that's why every single day you have to work to keep that vision. It's like recalibrating every single day. You have to keep that focus there, because you don't have to try to be negative. Every single day I wake up, I'm negative. But that's why I wake up early, because it's an extraction process. I remove all of those self-doubts. I remove those self-sabotaging thoughts, because they will never run away. They'll always try to come back. It's like cleaning a room. You can clean your room once and your room is perfect, but it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect forever. All of a sudden there's a shirt on the floor, there's a cup, and without even realizing, that room is messy again. So you have to clean it. What's the best way to maintain a room? If that shirt falls on the floor, you pick up that shirt. If that self-doubt comes back, then you start to question, why is that coming back? And gratitude is the answer, because gratitude is action, and gratitude keeps you in the present. And that's the only time frame that exists, because the moment you start to compare yourself, you go into the future, and I want. So when I was in Turkey, I decided, you know what, I'm going to fast, because when you fast, it creates self-control, because when you're hungry, you start to think, what am I going to eat? But it brings you back to the present. You're not going to eat. And then I went for a run, because action is gratitude. And that when I went on that run, I was just thinking about my whole history and how I've managed to get to where I am today. And this is something that, like I said, it didn't seem like it was ever going to happen, but I just kept on putting one foot in front of the other, and tears were coming down my face of how grateful I was. And at that moment, I didn't need anything else. I have everything I needed. And back then, when I didn't have anything, I had everything that I needed. Like, you don't need anything. The only thing that you need to understand is you have everything, and that takes away expectation, because the biggest problem that most of us have is we end up feeling so entitled to an outcome that we don't have yet, that the moment that it hasn't come from the time frame that we want it, we start to become like kids who feel so entitled. I want this and I don't have it. Why don't I have this? And start sulking. You don't have it. Now, do you want it? Be grateful for everything that you have and work towards it daily. And that's where you actually get your worth, because you try to attach your worth to an outcome that doesn't exist. So every day you live miserable until you get it. The worth should come from the work that you do every single day that's going to give you that outcome. That's where your worth comes from, the actions that you take, not from if it's going to come. Why do you think you want to retire your parents? Why do you think you want to have all of this money? Why do you think you want all of these nice things that you say you want, and you're so frustrated that you don't have it? Because you want to feel proud of yourself. You want to feel good about yourself, because the moment you have this money, you buy those things, what do you have? You feel good. After some time, it will fade and it will become secondary. Why do you want to retire your parents? Yes, because you want your parents to retire. Why? Because it's that feeling. It makes you feel proud of yourself, this sense of achievement. You don't have to wait for a time for you to feel proud of yourself and start feeling alive, because the thing is, when you live so in the past, so in the future, all you're doing is you're robbing yourself away from today. You're giving yourself, oh, I'm only gonna feel proud then. You are not living, you are existing, just thinking about a different time frame. And if you were to die tomorrow, guess what? You have not lived. So you know where you get your worth from? Just controlling the controllables. What can I do? What do I have to do? How can I move the needle? Oh, I need to do this, so I'm going to do that, and that's where you feel satisfaction. I've controlled my part. It's like trying to control that the sun doesn't go down and beating yourself up. Why did the sun go down? Why has it come up? You can't control it. You can only control what you do. I want to see the sun. Let me wake up early so I can rise with the sun. You have to just do your part and let God do the rest. And this is why I say faith has a big part. And to have success is you just need to follow this triangle. And this I got from the book of Napoleon Hill. Is success, the equation is desire, the desired outcome that you want. Then you have this side here, which is action. Then this side here, which is faith. Now, success will never come without one of the three. If one of them is missing, guess what? It's broken. At the top, you have your desired outcome, because that gives you direction to work towards. Most people don't know what they want. You need to know exactly what you want and work towards it every single day, because every time this desire changes, guess what? It's like you're changing locations on Google Maps. You're going somewhere different every single time. Yes, you might be driving, but if you put one location, then the next, and the next, and the next, guess what? You'll never stop driving, then the petrol will run out, and you've never arrived to destination. But you were driving. It's that you just didn't focus on one point. Have that desired outcome. Once you have this desired outcome, then you have your faith. Faith is very important. That's what the Bible says, faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains, because it allows you to see yourself there, and it doesn't frustrate you because you know it will come. It's like when you want to get in shape, when you go to the gym, you have faith because you believe you're going to get in shape, which is the very reason why you started. So you have this vision that you have. No one has it. You have it for a reason. God gave you that vision for a reason. Protect it. There's things that you see that you want, that every individual person wants something different. Why? Because that's what makes you you. I wanted to be an online coach. This shit makes me passionate to help people. It's just always been the case. There's people that want to be programmers. There's people that want to be scientists. There's people that want to be pilots. That thought has never entered my mind. Why has it entered yours? Protect it. The biggest part is when our friends and family start to laugh at your dreams and you try to look for their approval, and then you don't have it, and then you start to question yourself, is this for me? You have this vision. Protect it. No one else can see it. When I wanted to start creating content, no one supported my vision. I remember when I was started to create content and I was working so much on my laptop and I didn't see no money, and my mom would tell me, all of this hard work, where's the money? And it's true. Most of the time at the start, you're not going to have support from friends and family. That's the last people you get support from. Then after, when they see the result, it makes sense. It's because they don't understand, but you do, which is why you ain't trying to prove them wrong. You're just trying to show them there's another way. You're just trying to prove yourself right, which is why you have to consecutively go at it. That's why faith is so important, because faith is that vision that you see and you keep it alive by always remembering why you started. Then action. Action is the daily steps that's going to get you there. No matter how many times you go to a gym in one day, you are not going to get in shape. It has to be patience, which is why this desired outcome with faith and action, it will get you there. You have to be patient. Your time will come as long as you keep this circuit alive. It's what most people don't understand. What ends up happening, you end up comparing yourself again. This person has that in less time. You don't have it yet. Do you want it? So keep on going. That's why I don't believe in setting dates, setting times. If you don't get between this date, what does that mean? You don't want it anymore? You're not going to achieve it? You just have to keep on going. That's why it's a mentality game, because when the doubt comes, when you start to question yourself, that's when you want to give up. But you have to keep on pushing more at that moment. This is what you guys need to understand. And that's why sometimes you have to humble yourself. And a lot of people say, oh, you have to be humble. I'm humble. No, a lot of people that say that I'm humble, they're just people who have a lot of fear and they're so afraid of taking action. That's most people, and they project themselves onto you. Don't listen to those type of people. When I mean humble, is realizing that I have everything. Now I need to go harder and realize that I don't need this outcome, but I know I can attain it. So it's about achieving your potential as a human. We're gonna go hit some legs right now. It is 8 in the morning. Put down in the comment section what was your biggest reflection. Share this in your Instagram stories so someone can see it, so I can thank you personally. That being said, if you haven't subscribed, like, do all of that good stuff. I don't know how that works, but it does mean a lot. That's soon we're out. Let's get it.